Apurva Prasad, the Research Analyst at HDFC Securities, has joined us. Apurva, well, it is at the moment trading at over 18 times, 18.5 times FY22. So is all the good news in the price?
To a large extent, Lata. So our target multiples are 18x on September 22 earnings. But there has been a very sharp re-rating. I mean, we were valuing this at about 12, 13 times a couple of quarters back. What's really happened is there is very clear return in growth focus for the company, and there is operational simplification that they plan to undertake over the next several quarters. So I think what that means is that they'll get probably closer to industry level growth. And I think that's positive. That leads to re-rating, and the payout and the other cash related metrics that continue to remain strong. So I think that explains to the large extent, the recent re-rating that we've seen. So I think a large part of that has got covered. However, there is a caveat that there is an upside risk to earnings because you're in that cycle of earnings recovery and with the broader sectoral tailwinds that's supporting that.
Apurva, good morning. Yes, so, because the market's positioned in such a, big positive way, perhaps there could be some profit taking. But like we saw with TCS, do you think there's a case for, Wipro also to now go up a bit in terms of the valuation notches, go up in the 20s?
It has, Anuj. Actually, if you see, like I said, it was at 12, 13 times, which has gone up to 18, 19 times. If you look at traditional discount, how that's been to TCS, I think it's very much within that range. So one can really make a case of valuations going up from here if you're building a case that there should be convergence versus TCS. So as of now, we still think that TCS will probably be much faster. Growth premium versus a Wipro, as well as much better on ROIC and some of the other metrics. So even if you give on a higher multiple base of TCS, a similar discount that it's got. So I think 18, 19 times is, probably where it is. Some of the incremental factors that getting into a much stronger third quarter, if you go by their guidance, those are some of the positives. But I suspect a large part of the move for Wipro has been captured.
Okay. In fact, I was just coming to that. What did you make of the guidance? After many years, Wipro's body language has improved. They talk about strong demand, healthy deals, etc. And now there's this whole digital transformation that's taking place. Do you think purely on the back of this, 1.5 to 3.5% quarter-on-quarter growth guidance that they've outlined for the next quarter, will there be some more upsides in the stock?
Yeah, so there could be some more upside in the stock, Sonia. But like you said, it's the guidance is pretty strong. So 1.5 to 3.5 does bake in some amount of acquisitions to in that, which they've been doing. But the trend is certainly positive. If you see, even if you compare this to pre-COVID growth rates for Wipro, I think this kind of a growth outlook and trajectory is probably superior to what they were reporting. And that explains the kind of premium that they should be holding relative to their own past. And that's what we're looking at. But from an absolute return point of view, the returns may be limited from where things are with an upward bias.
Okay, just stay on, Apurva. We've got Rima joining us with the...
Apurva, it's had a run already, right? But at 11.57, how's the risk reward stacked up for Infosys?
Yeah, so I think I would say that... last quarter, one of the toughest quarters, they actually had their largest ever deal win. So what you're going to see is this quarter, the deal trajectory is actually going to be significantly above, the number that Rima quoted earlier. So I think that momentum looks to be very strong. Some of the industry tailwinds continue to be very strong for this. And there is a lot more operational focus that we've seen in Infosys, which was a concern about a year back. So I would say there is always an upside risk to this. It has been our topic for quite some time. HCL Tech would be the other one, I think, from an absolute upside perspective, can be a better prospect.
Okay. Apurva, we'll leave it at that and touch base when the results come in. We have Devin also with us. Devin, your thoughts?